Welcome to the RTS Podcast. I'm Zion Smith. I'd like to start this RTS Podcast with a question. And that question is, would you rather be alone or would you rather be lonely? Let that sink in for a moment. I'd rather be alone than lonely. And at times, I do be feeling like I'm alone, but I know I'm never lonely. Alone, but never lonely. I will give out 3 points. First, I will talk about my experiences of being alone and how I'm building myself into the man that I want to become in the future. Secondly, I will talk about a conversation that I had with my roommate almost a week ago about what it feels like to be alone and how you can manage that. And third, I will talk about how can you get yourself together before getting into a relationship while working on your goals and passions. Let's get to it. So this morning, when I woke up this morning, I woke on my motivational book. And for April 16th, 2022, what I wrote was, as a man, I am not supposed to cry because I have to stay strong at all times. Well, I'm going to show that it is okay for men to show their emotions and vulnerabilities, just like a woman would do on my RTS podcast today. My experiences of being alone, it's sometimes good, and other times I felt lonely, although I know I'm not lonely because I have all the support in the world. I I have people who love me for me, no matter if it's in my family, me being a big brother to two sisters and a brother, being the oldest, being a role model, and being a leader. I have a mentor. I have people at Heritage High School who cares about me. I have people here at Old Domain University who cares about me. But I sometimes feel alone. The reason why I've said that is because sometimes when I'm at the library, and this could be at midnight or even past midnight, like 1, 2, 3, or even 4 in the morning, and I'm just there getting my schoolwork done, making sure that I'm staying on top of my assignments. It's like, now that I'm in college now, I feel like sometimes I don't have nobody. I really do be feeling like that. I be feeling like a loner sometimes. Most of the times when I'm by myself, I sometimes eat by myself. I go to the library or elsewhere and I do my assignments there by myself. When I'm going to the gym, I mostly go by myself. You know, when I'm going to an event or to class, I'm by myself all the time. Be like, be feeling like I don't have no one to talk to. The reason why I'm saying that is because I know when I was in high school, I always got a chance to go to a friend's house and to spend time with that person 24/7. When I'm at home in Newport News, you know, I have my family. I have my mom, my dad, my 3 siblings, my dog. That's when I was in high school, though. And, you know, at times I go to my grandparents' house to spend time with them. I spend time with my mentors sometimes, and now I'm in college, and I have to get used to being on my own. You know, sometimes it's hard for me to reach out to people. It's now that I'm in college, every day it's work. And sometimes I don't be having the time to reach out to people that I love and respect, because it's hectic and it's busy for me all the time. And when I have free time to reach out to people that I love, and when I call them and they don't sometimes pick up, it makes me feel some type of way. It does, but I know they probably busy too, so I don't try to take it personally. Be feeling like a loner. I'm by myself all the time. I really do be feeling like when I'm at that library and I'm studying, working my ass off, trying to stay on top of my assignments and get my grades up. And when I'm there for 4+ hours at 4 in the morning, and I'm walking back to my dorm, be like, damn, man. College really gives you the chance to get used to be on your own and to learn more about yourself. I be feeling like I don't got nobody. Although I'm not lonely, I'm just alone. Being alone and lonely is two different things, and I be feeling like I'm lonely. I do. Sometimes I question myself. Do I really know what I'm getting myself into? Since I'm at Old Dominion University now, is I'm ready for this? Is I'm ready to be on my own? Although I'm only about 30 minutes away from Newport News to Norfolk, still feels like a long journey. And although it's one phone call away from reaching out to the people I love, it feels like a long time coming. And I ask myself, is I'm getting used to being on my own now? Is I'm becoming a mature young man? Is I'm growing and is I'm learning and growing from my mistakes while I'm in my own? That question is yes, I am. I'm doing all of that. Sometimes I feel like I have nobody. That's just how I feel. But I do know I have all the support in the world. I thank God whenever I go to sleep or wake up in the morning, and I tell them thank you for giving me and my family another day to live. So I know He wants us to enjoy our life. Last Sunday, I had a conversation with my roommate, Devin. And we was talking about being alone the things he mentioned was sometimes we get too comfortable being around a group of friends, and we don't really use the time that we have to self-reflect and to work on ourselves. You know, we tend to be around a group of friends all the time, and rarely we work on ourselves while we have the chance. When we sometimes alone. He told me it's great to have close friends. It's great to have loved ones who love you. Sometimes you gotta work on your craft when you're alone. And it could be anything. Achieving a small goal or a big goal in your life. Going to the gym to making sure that you stand in shape. Working on a new hobby. Just spending some time alone, like going to the water and looking at the waves, finding peace in your life. Or sometimes like eating by yourself. It's nothing wrong with eating by yourself. And that's what me and my roommate Devin talked about. And he also mentioned some people don't like to be alone. They always want to be around a group of friends, no matter if it's one person or 8 people. And then when they're alone, they always complaining about how they always need people all the time. I'm a firm believer that sometimes you gotta do some things on your own. That's how you learn and grow. That was the conversation that me and Devin had. And I will always remember that conversation. Being alone while working on your goals and ambitions before getting into a relationship is difficult. That's just my opinion. And I said this is difficult because it's really hard to learn from your experiences and from the bad choices that you make, especially when you're alone. The reason why I said this is hard is because we sometimes be too hard on ourselves, or we beat ourselves up for no reason, or we overthink. And speaking of overthinking, It's something I struggle with, and it's something that I want to improve on. I always believe that you have to be your own biggest fan. You know, before getting into a relationship, you gotta get yourself together first. You gotta make sure that you are good physically and mentally, even spiritually and financially, emotionally too. And if you don't love yourself, how do you expect someone else to love you if you don't love yourself? I'm gonna say it again. If you don't love yourself, how do you expect someone else to love you if you don't love yourself? And that's what I'm trying to learn right now. I'm trying to learn to love myself. I'm trying to learn to respect myself more. And I'm trying to allow God to give me a chance to learn from my experiences. And from the good choices or the bad choices that I make, and to shape me into the young man that I want to become in the future. That's what I mean by getting yourself together before you get into a relationship. I said that because whenever you have the free time, just relax, you know, let your body rest. Or you can work on your hobbies and craft. It could be anything in the world, anything. You could be anything that you want to become. Work on it, you know, spend some time. It could be 2 minutes or it could be an hour. You know, read a book, learn from somebody else's experiences, and use that as motivation. Or just work on getting more sleep to make sure that you are energized and ready to go. That's what I mean by getting yourself together before getting into a relationship, and I believe that I'm learning right now. And I also believe that I am ready to be in a relationship, but I do know that I must get myself together before doing that. I'm at ODU now, and my education comes first. And that's when I could find that beautiful woman for me. You know, that woman that's going to be faithful, supportive, caring. I want a woman who is ambitious and who's independent. That also cares about herself and respects herself for who she is. I want me a woman that's genuine. somebody I can show my vulnerabilities and my emotions to. But before that, I know I must get myself together first. Most of the times, I am alone, but I know I would never be lonely. I'm Zion Smith, and this is the RTS Podcast. Always and forever.